I made it here. I didn't know how I was gonna get here, but I'm here. So I want to try to do this as fast as I can and try to get me a video. It's a couple things I wanted to test out just real quick, and certain things that I'm testing just didn't work for me. So I'm gonna just try to get this video done. I started my day kind of cool, man. Like I didn't get up early and do the live stream because I have a lot of stuff to do, and I did some stuff, and then I got some stuff I got to do after this. So hopefully we get a couple people up in the house. Um, it's funny because I just came from the store, and when I went to the store, the lady up in there, like she caught me off guard, and she had said. She had said, be careful of them goofies out there, you know what I mean? And it was just funny to me because I was like, excuse me? And I was like, oh, okay. And I started laughing, you know what I mean? But when I left, I went back, you know what I mean? And I had on my shirt. And I was like, that's my channel right there. She was like, all right, I'm gonna check you out. So it's a possibility, you know what I mean? She might drop by. I ain't asked her name or nothing like that. I felt like it'd probably be cool for me to just come out here, grab me a quick video, just because I've been watching some of the stuff back. And I knew that the last video was a video I wasn't gonna like, you know what I mean? And I actually didn't like it. So I just felt like, all right, well, you know what I mean? I'll come out here, do another one today. But I ain't really had nothing to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And I never do, that's the point of it. Like I have fun with that. Shout out to my man Bird in the house. He's saying happy 4th of July, fam. I appreciate you, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Independence Day for everybody out there. So it's a couple YouTubers I like out here that I'll be watching their content, you know what I mean? I got a chance to get to know their personality and stuff, right? And I shouted it out on my live stream a couple of times when it came to the Diddy trial, who I was watching and who I wasn't watching. Well, I told y'all about Ratchet TV and about Tisha Tales, you know what I mean? So it felt kind of bad. Not bad, it didn't feel right, you know what I'm saying? It sucked for me as a content creator to see them two going at it, you know what I'm saying, in the open. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. It's something it does to me that messes up the vibe, you know what I mean? And I'm hoping that they get it together, you know what I mean? But you start learning certain things about certain people, like, oh, I didn't know that, you know what I mean? And I ain't trying to get in their business and that, but it just made me feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, one seems to be for the prosecution and the other one seems to be for Diddy. And then, I watched another video like with all the chaos that was going on out there, and I was saying to myself, like, damn, is it the clout? Let me turn this up. I wanted to make sure my mic was right. I was saying, is it the clout? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is people out there and doing it for the clout? I started to think about it. Shout out to my man, Sabah is in the house. I want to try to get your name right every time you come through, man, just because you've been showing your support, and I appreciate you. How you doing today? How you feeling? How you living? You know what I mean? We're going to try to switch it up. No, that's how you say it. Okay, yeah, how you feeling? How you living? You know what I mean? Just curious to know, I was watching some of my old stuff back, just, you know what I mean, and the exploring with D-Nell, and I started to just see myself just being everywhere, you know what I'm saying, all over the place. And I know I'll be on the live stream all over the place. But there's certain things I've already did that I don't think I won't do again. Shout out to Chef Leon Palmer. UK is in the building, and that's big to me. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, sir. You know what I mean? Like, what you cooking today? Let me know. You know what I mean? Like, it's the 4th of July out here in America, you know what I'm saying? But out there in London, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all celebrate it, but, you know what I mean? Curious to know what you cooking, because I know you cooking even if it ain't a holiday, you know what I mean? So, appreciate you stopping by. Look, he got a bunch of friends too. Look, if all he got to do is say, I'm here, and they come through, you know what I mean? And it's a couple people out there I know, but he got a bunch of friends. Like, I can't even keep up with all his friends. What's cracking with you, Bird? Let me know. Bird, you be cracking me up, man. When I watch my live streams back, man, I'll be really laughing, you know what I mean, from certain stuff that Bird said or did, you know what I mean? So I just got to check in with him, you know what I mean? Like the last time I heard from him, you know what I mean? they tried to jump you, you know. Yo, that joke was funny to me. When I watched it back, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, you know what I mean? And I told myself today, like, you know, I was not gonna do a live stream. Like, this is not planned, especially at this time of the day, and how I've been doing it or where I've been doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think this was a good time for me. But because the weather been looking like it's been looking lately, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, snap, let me go out here and give me one, you know, just because, um, you know, the video, I just need a video, you know? Um, But yeah, Bird, I seen you out there cracking up at a couple of my live streams, you know what I mean? And let's say I wanna go to Vegas. Well, only the strong survive out here, boy. Look, and I'm struggling out here trying to get it right. Just because, boy, this devil's playground, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some things out here that, boy, I try to stay away from. Diddy don't deserve to leave jail. Oh, snap. We got a poll out there in the chat, you know what I mean? So Boss says that Diddy don't deserve to leave. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you, you know what I mean? Like, again, you know what I mean? Like, Jeneth Garcia is in the house. Team Psyop? I hope I ain't read that right. Was it Psyop? Team Psyop? Oh, shucks. You know what I mean? But I want to say, shout out to you. Appreciate you being in the house. We go drive to some nature stuff if I go there. Yeah, but it got hot out here, Bird, and when it get hot, boy, you don't want to be seen by the sun. Not cause he does weird stuff. It's cause he looks much like Kai Sanaa, and Kai will get arrested. They will think Kai is Diddy. Um, ah, yeah, yeah and no, but I get what you're saying. Shout out to Jenna Garcia from Chef. That's Chef friend right there. I appreciate you, Chef. You know what I mean? I hope I said y'all team right. You know what I mean? You know, my pronunciation problem doesn't necessarily mean I can't read. You know what I mean? I just don't read fast enough. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Like, why y'all out there clowning just because of my pronounce? I don't pronounce it quick enough when it's moving in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see for myself, Trip. You know, I could hang out with you though, Bird. Like, cause I know there's certain things you ain't gonna be willing to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you ain't gonna be like, come on, man, let's go to the club. You know what I mean? Let's get out there and you know what I mean, go get drunk and you know what I mean, cause you can get free liquor and then you know what I mean, like the gambling and stuff. Like, it's certain stuff I just try to stay away from, man. You know, like I lived here, so you know I know what ruined my life or messed up me or slowed me down in certain ways, you know what I'm saying? That it's just, I try to stay away from things. I feel like I'm gonna have to move, like I feel like the wind is kind of picking up and it's messing with the screen and messing with my sound and that's gonna bother me, you know what I mean? So let's try it one time to see what happens. I tried to go get this new tripod and stuff that was gonna help me with the stuff I'm doing because see, I gotta prop it up like that. Like I would like to bring it down, but because my tripod is kind of off, like it's a little off balance and it's a little weak, you know what I mean? And you kind of gotta, you know, get it to where it won't move, but it's a certain position it's gonna do. Josella is live, also true, a few minutes. Oh, word? Okay. You know, what's she over there doing? You know, sharing people content, helping them out. You know, that's something that Josella do. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm just like, dang, you know, I kind of liked it the last position and way that I had it. You know what I mean? Because this way, it's just, you know, it seemed like it's sitting up too hot to me. You know what I mean? So that's something I was trying to fix. You know what I mean? Within getting the equipment. You know what I mean? That I was trying to do. The guitar professionals in the house. Happy 4th. Shout out to you. Happy 4th to you as well. I'm out here just to practice, you know what I mean? Try to test a couple things, see if I can get it right. But the guitar professional is one of them people as well, you know what I mean? Like when something break out in this world and we need a place to go and want to speak to the people, like guitar professional would grab the mic, Bird would grab the mic, you know what I'm saying? Like them folks right there would speak. You know what I mean? Them good peoples right there. You know what I mean? They got their own influence. They got their own audience. You know, and the people out here on YouTube know them. You know, it's something about YouTube. Like if you know some people out here, like you can actually get a little following out here on YouTube where people you get a little reputation for yourself. You know what I mean? A little street cred. You know, and people be looking for you to come out here. You know, so yeah, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to Chef still being in the building. You know what I mean? Even though just sell it live. You know what I'm saying? And all that audience over there. You know what I mean? Chef hanging out here. You know what I mean? That's cool. I appreciate that, Chef Leon. Those know me as Punani Hound. Ooh, the Punani Hound. Oh. Mm. That's funny to me. I'm sorry. That's funny. I gotta try to move this down. So, like I ain't never been a hound. You know what I mean? But then again, you know what I mean? A hound dog, like they got you. They got you. Yeah. So yeah, man, with 4 people in the house, man, shucks, we just starting out, you know, just getting early. It's like probably about almost 9 o'clock out here. Um, I did a Bill Clinton impersonation. Shucks. Let's see, people in think I'm crazy. I could believe that. Like, yeah, they probably do. Like, look, everybody thought Bird was crazy when we first met him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, then I got to know him. I was like, okay, yeah, he crazy. Let's see, the sauce is the boss. Um, no Diddy, you know what I mean? Like it's just certain things we can talk about, certain things we just shouldn't talk about, you know what I mean? And when it comes to that, you know what I mean? Like, man, let me know if it sounds like Bill. Oh, you put it in the chat, you know what I mean? Um, I can't do it on the live stream just because I I can't do 2 things at once. You know what I mean? Like I can only stay focused at one thing right now. You know what I mean? Cause boy, you got to be quick on your feet out here. Yeah. So the guitar professional put it in the chat. Let him know if he sound like Bill Clinton. You know. You mind if I play it? Like I could play it like on this device. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be out loud. You know. Let's see. I ain't trying to take none of your views or anything, but okay, it's cool. Like, I just want to know you ain't gonna strike my channel, right? Like, you see, I'm struggling out here trying to get it back. He said, yeah, listen, all that. Let's see. Um, Never been to Little Rock. That looks like that. It's the War Memorial. Shut up, Hillary. I'm trying to fucking. God damn it, Hillary. Could keep a straight face. You know what I mean? You gotta keep a straight face. Look, they got me out here reacting though, you know what I mean? But that's my friend right there, and he could keep a straight face, That's why when you work, you gotta work by yourself. Like, look, you get your best work by yourself. I try to go somewhere where ain't nobody at, you know what I mean? Can't nobody interrupt. Boy, just hope that you don't get a phone call while you doing your live stream, cause it'll mess up the whole live, when you're coming out of this program. But I ain't really got into my software yet, So hopefully, let me see. Oh, this gonna go dead. And I got 9% on it. I'm gonna still use it just because I want to see the chat. So yeah, man. They was telling me yesterday. A couple of my friends was like, "Yeah, you should do reaction videos." You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there thinking like, Yeah, I'm really not trying to be famous. You know what I mean? I am not trying to, get no big name, get no bunch of people up in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be nervous. Like, I'm shy. Like, I don't think people understand that. You know what I mean? I already try to get my friends and stuff over here for Facebook. I got to do a video just in case somebody come through. Like, he don't even make content. He's not even out there no more. So I figure, I'll come out here. Get a couple of my friends up over here, boy. We live, we have fun. Like, they don't understand the fun that we be having. Like, we be chilling out here. And then I wanted to come out here without my hat, you know what I mean? Because people used to seeing me with my hat, but when I look at these videos without my hair, without my hat, I'll be thinking, that look like the dude from high school. Like, you know what I mean? Make me look a little younger. You know what I mean? My head a little big, but I'm always, you know, thinking. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, it take a big head to think. Yo, so as of lately, I've been listening. I wanted to listen to a pastor. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to find some online word or somebody that was saying something good. You know what I mean? That was gonna move me. You know what I mean? Or bring back things to my memories. You know what I mean? And I can honestly say, I was listening to this new dude. Well, I don't want to say a new dude. I've been subscribed to him. But his name was like Vadi something. I don't remember his last name, but it was like Vadi, Voddie. I was listening to him, you know what I mean? And then I was just thinking, like, I listened to a lot of it. Like, his videos, 40 minutes. I listened to a lot of it, but then I was thinking, it's so hard to keep my attention with anything, you know what I mean? And I was just feeling like, you know, I was agreeing with a lot of stuff that he was saying, and you know what I mean. A lot of he was speaking some words, some good words, you know. But then I was like, it's the entertainment part for me, you know what I'm saying? Like keeping me there, you know what I mean? Like you gotta have a sense of humor. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta actually really pull me in to actually listen. And so I was just thinking, like, it's just really one pastor that I actually really just got that feeling from, and that was from Pastor Stephen Darby, you know what I mean? And he's out here on YouTube, and I used to tell people back in the day on my old videos, but I started listening to him, you know what I mean, again, you know, and everything he speak is still relevant today. So I wanted to just make sure that I just say, you know what I mean, like, I've been listening to Darby, and he keep me entertained. You know, what I mean, I think he got a good word, a good message, and he was one that passed away. You know, what I mean, but his messages is still up there. You know, and some of the stuff that he just be saying is just truth. Like you want to hear that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that on my live stream. You know what I mean? For anybody out there like looking for some good entertainment, good word. You know what I mean? Something that's gonna lift you up, encourage you. I feel like I shouldn't have just moved it. Like I feel like it was all right. You know what I mean? It was just something that was wrong with it. You should check out the knob theory. I'm gonna do it right now. See, that's what I like, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like when we share our information, you know, and then but see, I gotta go on my other account. But I'm just do it right here. Let's see. Uh, mm, okay. Okay. The Russian cat. A Russian cat? Let me see. Boom. Mm, mm, I, I think peppercorns is my style. You know what? I'll just do it later cause I'm gonna stop and then I'm gonna get lost and then when I watch it back I'm gonna be like, dang, look at all that dead space and then I told y'all it's hard for me to do two things at once. You know what I mean? So, but if it's in the chat, you know what I mean, and I say it out loud or I'll read the chat back. You know what I mean? When I watch it on the replay, I'll see what you put up in there. It's been a long time since I ate steak. For real. I ain't gonna lie, man. I eat steak like every other day. Look, since I was a kid, we've been eating steak like every other day. I ain't gonna lie though, I eat chicken every day. It seemed like I eat chicken every day. Um, what I really am craving and wanting as of right now and every day of my life is just seafood. You know what I mean? Like I think I can eat crab every day, all day. I think I can eat lobster every day, all day. The fish I cannot do every day, all day. I just can't eat fish every day, all day. Something about shrimp, you know, shrimp used to be all right for me, but see, I stopped doing that as well. All right, good looking out. I appreciate you, the guitar professional, for putting that up in there. I see where you at. Let's see, you around in YouTube world? No, sir. You know what I mean? I'm really not. You know, I'm not online. To be honest with you, if I didn't get out here and push myself to do these videos, like I wouldn't even be doing those. I feel like, you know, I'm just social media for me. Like I know what can happen, what it leads to. You know what I mean? And then certain things I just try to prevent. I really didn't want to get back out here on social media, but I know it take a lot, you know what I mean? And I just like what you talk about, like now I haven't had a chance to go visit nobody's channel, you know what I mean, to go and stay connected with anybody, you know what I'm saying, to meet new people, you know what I'm saying? Like I close myself off where I wasn't even meeting people. Um, I just, you know what I mean, got to a point where I started doing stuff offline, you know what I mean, like creating stuff like this, you know what I mean, just to, just to kind of come with different designs, you know what I mean, and come with different ideas and concepts that I could actually wear on my live stream when I do get going, you know what I mean? So behind the scenes, I'm actually doing more work, you know, and I haven't did any music or nothing like that. It's like me kind of studying and learning like new things, you know what I mean? Like trying new things and different programs and getting used to certain things, you know what I mean? And then like the whole designing thing, like I want to make sure that, you know, it's stuff that I like, you know, I want to wear and stuff like that, but I'm still looking for a hit, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a one-hit wonder, you know, I want it to be something I'm good at, you know, or enjoy doing. Do I enjoy doing it? No, I don't. But I know the concept of why, you know what I'm saying, I have to do it just as a live streamer, you know what I mean, and what it can do just for the brand later on, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I just been trying to create, you know what I mean, as a brand, you know, and to package it correctly and have the graphic arts or the designs that I like, you know. So that's one thing I've been behind the scenes trying to learn, you know what I mean, because I ain't never been one like an artist or anything like that. Like you can go out there just draw what you want. Like I wish, you know, but I knew people that were more like that, you know, than me. Um, so as of lately, you know, I just been trying to do that, you know, and I was making videos doing that, you know what I mean, just on my progress as far as the stuff I was doing. But it's different, you know, like I like to talk to a live audience, you know what I mean? So making videos, you know, I felt like I was talking to myself. I felt like, you know, it was just boring to me, you know what I mean? And then I'm watching it back, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody watching it with me or watching it, you know what I mean? I was just like, damn. And then I gotta go back and edit it, then I gotta upload it, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, like, what was I gonna do, like premieres and stuff like that? I'm a live streamer. I like to talk to a live audience. You know, that's just the way it is. So, nah, I ain't been on YouTube. You know, YT is home for me, YT World, but you gotta create something in this world. You know, YT World. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been trying to do. You know, so I've been kind of getting back into my old rhythm, but then I'm looking at my old self like you have so much time and desire. For me, it's like not really as much desire for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I done got older, you know what I mean? And it's just like you gotta put a lot of energy into it. I mean, in bird, no, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just got to take some time off, you know what I mean, from being out here. And then I'm one, I just I didn't feel like being on camera, you know what I mean? And then there's a lot of YouTubers, like some big YouTubers that don't even use their camera. And they got a big audience, you know what I mean? They just got a voice, you know, but this is talk television, this is talk radio. You know, this is just having your own set of line of communication, you know what I mean? And I want a line of communication so we can find out what's going on out there in the Philippines, what's going on out there in London, what's going on out there in Japan, Saudi Arabia, you know what I mean? Like these is places I've never been, but to be able to hit home, I mean, just to hit them areas from home, you know, we say, hey, I finna take over. It's already did, you know. But like I said before, as soon as they start mixing the AI with the humans, run the other way. You know what I mean? Because the clay with the iron is just not gonna work. We need the new Google program. Boy, look here. I really can't speak on Google, you know what I mean, or the web, you know, www, you know what I mean, or just anything to do with the air of this world. You know what I'm saying? Like there is an air out here, you know what I mean, and he is over all that. There go my man Chris Garcia is in the house. Sending much love, brother Dinell. You too, Bird. Long time no see. Boy, look here. Chris know the word, you know what I mean? Like, he knows scripture, you know what I mean? And that's somebody, you know what I mean? Like he'll keep me strong behind the scene. That's my man from the server too, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, Frank, Mr. Kool-Aid man, you know what I mean? Like I still been in contact with him in the last year, you know, and Frank was somebody, man, I'm talking about he was like one of my first 40 people, you know what I mean, on my channel, you know, always there, you know what I mean? I do want to shout out Frank just because like Frank hit me up, but he said, he ain't on YouTube no more. He don't have a channel, you know what I mean? Like he ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't messing with it. Like Frank, a Tribulation Kid for real. Like he gonna make sure he get his life straight and order lined up. Like he ain't about to lose his salvation for none of y'all, you know what I mean? And but he'll come testify if it get to a point, boy. You know what I mean? He'll testify. Look, Chris will testify. You know what I mean? Like, these my friends. Like, I know. They know me, too. I'll testify. Like, we going to get out here. We going to say something. You know what I mean? We going to bless the people. You know, that's just what it is, right? So, yeah, man, good to see you, Chris. I think I think I got two Chris too. I'm not sure if you was the one Chris like early on in my journey out here on YouTube. Somebody came and was like, "Yo, you got good content." He was like, "Sending love from New Mexico." I was like, "Damn, we in New Mexico." So I don't want to say Chris is in New Mexico because I really truly don't know where exactly he's from, but there's another, I want to say his name was Chris Garcia too. You know what I mean? He was like a minister of music, you know what I mean? Like he's in the church playing and preaching and singing, praying for the people, you know, like he was doing this thing. And he came up in here one day, you know what I mean, encouraged me, pushed me on, you know what I mean? Then I was out there on the streets on YouTube, you know what I mean, looking around on YouTube world. I actually seen him on the live stream playing the piano. I was like, dog. And I was just, I don't know if that's the same Chris Garcia, but I know that's Chris Garcia from the server. Yeah, I'm in New Mexico. There's another one. He's the famous Chris. I'm the regular Chris. Oh, it was the famous boy. I'll tell you, boy, fame will come with the gospel, you know what I mean? But you got to know how to get out there and treat that fame because, boy, the fame out here of the world, boy, is enmity to God. And I knew that. And I was like, boy, I don't want to get out here and do too much for D-Nell. You know what I mean? Like, let God have his glory, you know what I'm saying? Let D-Nell just have, you know what I'm saying, a couple props, you know what I mean? Give me a little bit of credit, you know what I'm saying? Give him a donation here and there, you know what I'm saying? But look, let the glory be to God, not D-Nell. I just want to say that. Look, Chris, because I feel as long as I'm out here and I'm not ashamed to say his name, I ain't ashamed to go out there and tell the people about the Lord Jesus Christ, I'm going to be all right. Look, he ain't gonna be ashamed of me, you know what I mean? Like he gonna be ashamed of y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all ain't saying. I don't know. That's the type of sense of humor I have and the type of stuff I be thinking about, you know. And I've been listening to Stephen Darby as a lately, boy. Stephen Darby, boy, he just cutthroat, you know what I mean? And truth teller, you know what I mean? And when it comes to the word of God, like he got a passion for it. He got a passion for the people, you know what I mean? And he still say stuff that still ring a bell to me, bring back things to my remembrance and all the rest of that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and just try to stand before the people best I can, you know what I mean? Regardless of what I'm feeling like today, you know what I mean? And how much time I have, I need to go out there, give me a new video that I could watch back and hear myself, you know, like that's what is entertaining to me. Like I go back, watch it, see if I could do another one. People are busy, man. They busy, but they don't seem like they living in a hurry no more. You know what I mean? Like the message don't seem urgent no more. Like it don't seem, you know, like people receive it well anymore. You know, it's always people looking at what they could say about you or what they can, you know what I'm saying, detour. I mean, not the word detour, but what they can. Make people go the other way from you, you know what I mean? Like detour people away from you, you know what I mean? And I'm just not one of those, you know what I mean? Like that's the point for me, you know, like I'm not trying to push people away from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to get out here and stop pushing myself away from people, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing that, like I'd rather just keep to myself. Because it's safe, you know what I mean? Like you get out there and create some type of buzz, or you create some type of drama, or you create some type of, you know what I mean? I just felt like I'm at an age in my life where I just didn't need that in my life, you know. And then I've done so much. Like I did this, I did that. Like for me to go back and do it again, like. But I liked it to be outside, live streaming, just you know what I mean, with nature, like real, just real. Like if this was burning down, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of tribulation, in the middle of just persecution, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be here on the live stream. I'm telling you, I do. Look, y'all, look. You know what I mean? Like, man, you could destroy this place in 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some stuff I'm believing. There's some stuff I want to see. You know what I mean? Like, look, the prophets, man, they waited, and they wish they could see. You know what I mean? But it was not their time. You know, so for me, I'm just like, yo, whenever the time is right, I just want to be making sure I'm doing the right thing, you know what I mean, within that time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be stuck, you know what I mean, not doing something, you know what I mean, creative or great in the eyes of God. Like, if I could get out there and just give him his glory in front of people, you know what I mean, how would the people feel about themselves and their own walk and their own lives, you know what I'm saying, just from hearing me how I create and, you know what I'm saying, celebrate and speak about my God and what he's done for me. Like, he's been good to me. You know what I mean? I can't tell you about myself, you know what I mean? But hopefully, you know what I mean, I'll put myself in a position where I'm able to get back out here, start speaking to people, you know what I mean, feel comfortable with what I'm saying, you know, have some type of direction in where I'm going and saying something. Shout out to Makeup Mom and Son. It's good to see you. Been a minute, you know, been a while since we crossed paths, so it's good to see you again. Thank you for your support and being in the house. I feel like this wind is moving my screen and it's shaking me up, you know what I mean? I'm 32 minutes in, which is really good. You know, I'm halfway through, you know what I mean? Bird, I want to encourage you, you know what I mean? If that's something you want to do and you want to come here, you know what I'm saying? Like, pack your bags, Bird, because I think you can make it out here, you know, just because, you know what I mean? That's somebody, you know what I mean, that he didn't seen the slums, like he didn't seen trenches, he didn't been through all the hoods, like he didn't been all over the world, you know what I mean? But I know he got a purpose, you know what I'm saying? And maybe your purpose out here, I'm just gonna keep it real, you know what I'm saying? So with you, I would say pack your bags, it's different, you know what I mean? Because you ain't like everybody else, and everybody ain't like you. I just want to make that statement. You know what I mean? Like that's a dude. I just know something about him. Yeah. So shout out to Makeup Moms and Son. How you been? If I recall right, I want to say you was out there in New York. You know what I mean? And then now I think about New York. It seemed like New York been going through some things as of lately, and it seemed like it's getting tougher. You know what I mean? And it started with that Diddy trial. Then it went to the mayor. You know, and all this racketeering, extortion, all of this taking money and going out the country and doing all this business in other countries. You know what I mean? I seen the mayor was really getting pushed around a little bit, but he said he was gonna fight back. You know what I mean? I don't know what Diddy talking about doing. Like from what I hear, you know what I mean? Like he got the lesser charges. You know what I mean? But there's still 10 years on the table or something like that, and he trying to get his time reduced and some more stuff. They want him out and people tripping. I seen this dude out here today did a video talk about, you know what I'm saying, he was unconscious today, like Diddy was unconscious. I'm not putting that out there, like I know that is not allegedly, that's how they say it out here, allegedly, you know what I mean, who knows? Man, Diddy been probably sleeping in his bed at home, relaxing, you know what I mean, like all this stuff could be just over exaggerated. I don't know, but I don't even keep up with stuff no more, you know what I mean? And it seemed like, people just, they fell out of their old routines of like watching the news or, you know what I mean? Like, it seemed like older generations that was there, you know what I mean, that had trouble with passwords and emails and, you know what I mean? Everything that you got to do to register these days online and, you know what I mean? Like the online has taken over, but the Prince of the Air is here. Like he's here, he been here, you know what I mean? And I just want to keep it real because they was talking about Okay, you in Texas, but from NYC. Okay, you had something to do with NYC, but she from Texas now. Oh, I seen something today. I can't remember what part of Texas, but I seen that they was getting some flooding out there, with some rain out there. There was a live streamer. He was out here talk about it this morning. You know what I mean? And people was trapped in their houses. You know, it's crazy because I think it was yesterday. Yesterday I was walking in the store, you know what I mean? And I don't know what I was doing with my phone. I don't know what I was doing, but I was walking the phone. Walking in the store. I was checking my phone and doing something. Walking in the store, I could hear the lady behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like she was listening. I mean, she was listening to the person she was talking to on the phone, but she had the speakerphone on so everybody can hear it. You know what I mean? But she was like, "Yeah, baby, I'm gonna let you go." She's like, "We gotta go and get ourselves together because we got a hurricane, you know, that's supposed to be here, you know what I mean? And I just want to let you know we good, all right. We good right now, you know what I mean? That's what she said on the phone yesterday. I'm like, the hurricane, like. So then today when I seen all that rain, you know what I mean, and like the news coverage of that, I was just like, damn, like it seemed like these natural disasters are starting to come back, you know, especially being that I just was hearing about earthquakes the other day in Japan. And they were saying like 900 earthquakes just kept on hitting the country. Like, you know what I mean? That's what they were saying, you know what I mean? But I don't really truly know, but I did look it up to see was it true. It seemed to be true. Brett Glazo's in the house. Hi. That's all you got is hi. You know what I mean? Like, come on in, speak, say something. You know what I mean? Like, get involved, Brett. Oh my gosh. Listen, San Antonio, we have floods here in the hill country. Whoa. You said Japan be getting hit. Yeah, Bert. Man, I'm telling you, when I seen that the other day, I was out here, you know what I mean, trying to check on my peoples, you know what I mean, because we got some friends in Japan, you know what I mean. Brett said Happy Independence Day, you know what I mean. I don't know how independent we can be these days because, well, when they drop the mandates, it ain't no Independence Day. Ain't no independence there, boy. People was like, man, I'm gonna lose my job. They're gonna evict me from my house. You know what I mean? Like people was, I'm not, I'm gonna leave it alone, I'm gonna leave it alone, I'm gonna leave it alone. But it was bad out there for a minute. Just want to say that. Um, 37 minutes in, boy, we skating towards the end. You know what I mean? And I just want to say, we say people tripping. I heard, like, that's what the lady at the gas station just said. You know what I mean? Like, there's some goofies out here. Like, be careful these goofies. Like, everybody is really going through a little bit of something, a little bit of tension built up. You know what I mean? Like, everybody think about their life. You know what I mean? And thinking about the things that's going on with this administration and what's going on with the industry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are confused these days because the way the world is shaping up to be and shaping up to go. You know, and that's why I say, boy, look, I was listening to Stephen Darby, boy, look, Darby seen it coming. Darby seen it coming, you know what I mean? He was trying to explain to the people, you know what I mean? Like, this is gonna come a time, you know what I mean? And I'm feeling like that time is now. I'm gonna try to get right. I think it might be over here. Yeah, I think right here. Yeah. So, before people in the house, I apologize to keep moving the camera. I just wanted to make sure that I get to a spot where I'm comfortable at. And doing the live stream outside for me, like, it's fresh. Like, I'm telling you, it's a whole different feeling because you can get behind the lights and it get real hot. You know what I mean? You start sweating and stuff, like, uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And then the light just shining in your face, like the police car light, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just do too much. But outside, it's a feeling like, oh, I seen that one come, boy. I mean, make sure I moisturize my mouth. That's something you don't want. And see, I was watching one of my videos. I seen one building up. I was like, oh, boy, get it. You know what I mean? And then it was stuck right here on the lip, like a little bubble. I'm like, boy, I'm watching myself doing that, like, get it. Wipe it, like, get up in there. So I don't want to get caught out here. So anyway, man, the chat ain't saying much, man, but I got 20 minutes to go, and I was thinking earlier, that I just really want to do more live streaming, but I really truly don't know what the day is gonna bring. You know what I mean? Like I'm just pushing myself to a point where it's like, okay, today if you got some time, do one. You know what I mean? But if you just don't have time today, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Um, it's not like when I was younger, you know what I mean? When I had all the time in the world to just do it, like and share the stream, everyone. Look like Brett, that is Brett's favorite line, and just you being in the house, I appreciate your support, you being here. Hopefully, we get a couple of our friends here, like probably somebody might come at the end. Notification just messed me up, man. Um, I'm trying to think of something else I wanted to talk about, you know what I mean? But I really don't have, you know, like that sharp memory of stuff, you know what I mean? Like as soon as I get out there, I just go blank sometimes, you know what I mean? But then sometimes, you know what I mean, I could interact and I'll remember it, you know what I mean? But I think it was just the point that I just wanted to come out here, you know what I mean, get on my live stream. I felt like, you know what I mean, like I I didn't want to not do a video when I just got a fresh haircut. Like I didn't want to waste my fresh haircut, you know what I mean? Like if I needed a haircut or something like that, like it'd have been easy for me not to do a live stream, But I've been talking myself out of doing live streams as of lately, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I I don't know about my passion for it. You know what I mean? Like I love it. I love the people. I love being on the camera, this and that. But then there's just days it's just like I'm not talkative. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather just be on mute, rather not say nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's just days that be like that. You know what I mean? Every day my feeling is just not the same. You know what I mean? My personality. I'm a grumpy dude. You know what I mean? Like seriously. But I know that people been watching me in secret. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that check in behind the scenes that just allow me to know that I know that they watching. You know what I mean? And my family be out there. You know what I mean? Watching. Um, so I want to make sure I'm on my best behavior just because I'll never know who's watching. But I felt like that before. You know what I mean? Like just don't get out there and do nothing. Um, I'm comfortable with it, but I'm just not like real comfortable with it. Like before, like I don't think I cared, you know what I mean? But now I think I just care, I want to make sure that I have some type of message in what I'm doing. I want to have some type of um, knowledge of anything, you know what I mean? Just because if you're not sharp up here when they come by and they asking questions and, you know what I mean, they trying to pick your brain, you know what I mean? Like people just come by, you know what I mean, to be good company, you know what I mean? And somehow, I'm able to keep their attention, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I know it's hard to keep your attention, especially on me, you know what I mean? So for anybody else that's out there, boy, look here, attention is just something that I can't focus is what it is. Like just like my focus is off when it comes to certain things and certain people. Like I don't know if I can focus on that. There must be a good amount of fireworks shows there. Uh, Now that is true. There's definitely a lot of fireworks shows. Um, I I just not, you know what I mean? I'm just not really into it like I used to be. Like, you know, I eat and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But like going to the different parties and stuff like that, like I come for a quick second and then I gotta go. Just because, man, like I don't know how I am with groups anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm solo. You know what I mean? Like D-Nell just really roll alone. You know what I mean? Like there's a personal space I need. You know what I mean? Just to keep my sanity. You know what I mean? Keep my brain right. You know what I mean? And be able to associate, you know what I mean, myself with other people, you know what I mean? And then that's kind of like a disorder, and then to come out here alive and have to be around anybody, you know what I mean, and then allow yourself open to everybody, you know what I mean. It's just like it's a hard thing to do, especially when I done got closed off, you know what I mean. Like I'm just mute. I'd rather not speak out loud. You know what I mean? So getting out here in the public, you know, it's kind of been a challenge for me. You know what I mean? Because I gotta be a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Like I can't just let it all hang. Boy, he tried. He almost got my mouth. It's stuff like that though that make me laugh when I watch it back. You know what I mean? It's just that improv, you know, and trying to stay on my toes. You know, today is a holiday. I usually don't try to do a live stream on the holidays, but you know, I felt like, you know, my independence. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go out there. You know what I mean? Depend on myself for this video, you know, just so I can go back and watch it while I'm doing other things. Yo, I found my iPod. I was telling people I lost my earpods. That's what it is, the earpods. But now I can, but I ended up buying some more anyway, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you know, it turned out, you know, that I found it and shucks. Need to help my parents. I'll be right back. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you, makeup mom and son. She's still in the house, you know, and just her saying that she helping her parents, you know what I mean? There's a respect I have for that, you know what I mean? Because I try to help my parents too, so I know how that is, you know, and then they end up helping us, you know what I mean? But just when you got people that just love you, you know what I mean? You could be there for them or they could be there for you. I think it's just a beautiful thing. So shout out to her for even being in the house, you know what I mean? And then it's like a certain way I want to be on the live stream that I'm not being disrespectful to her surroundings and who's watching or hearing me, you know what I'm saying, while she's listening, you know what I mean? Like it might be her parents, might be her kids, you know what I mean? So I don't try to get out there and do a bunch of cussing and doing so much to be seen. You know what I mean? I was just trying to practice how to speak. You know, that's been my thing. Um, I was saying to myself, if I could just make a live stream, see myself smile, see myself laugh, you know what I mean? Just, you know, have some people come by and, you know, see them having a good time and laughing, you know what I mean? Like that's what makes my day, you know what I mean? So I had a couple of things I was gonna do, but in the middle of me stopping and doing it, I was like, well, let me go ahead see if we can get a couple people to check in. Cause yesterday when I got ready to leave, like a couple people came by, I ain't had a chance to see in a while. You know what I mean? So to see them come by, you know, that blessed me, and I'll just continuing on to make another video for my playlist. You know, but I wanted to see myself, you know, without my hat, getting used to that, you know, because boy, I I'm hiding behind the hat. You know what I'm saying? But and it's comfortable to me because it became my trademark. Like it's a part of, you know what I mean, my whole style, you know. So just somebody getting ready to pull up. But I seen them before. So I'm good. Four people in the house. D-Now hanging there, boy. You got it. And boy, these birds is out here making noise today, you know what I mean? But I'm comfortable right here where I do my live stream, you know what I mean? It's just something about me chilling, being outside, you know. It's healthy to me, you know what I mean? Like it's positive energy, you know. And then I rewind it back and stuff like that. It's just like I'm making the video, you know what I mean? Like the live video is just the video, you know what I mean? It's just like me making the videos I was making on my time off, you know what I mean? But now I'm at least talking to somebody, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to just get up in the lab and do that, you know what I mean? And not have somebody actually listening, you know what I mean? Like, or have the chance to listen, like somebody can tune in, you know what I mean? Somebody can, you know, it's just something about it, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to say, you know, if you never live stream and you make videos, you know what I mean, try to do it live, you know? It's not, and then edit it. Like you could do it that way too, but I don't go back, you know. Once I do the live stream, like I lived through that, you know what I mean? That's my memory. That's the time that happened. Like it was appointed for it to happen that way or that, at that particular moment, you know. And for me, I don't plan it. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever planned a live stream. I don't think I've ever just like wrote a bunch of stuff to say. Like I had a couple notes, you know what I mean, that I could refer to and stuff like that, just to keep me engaged. But for the most part, man, it's just like, Lord, guard my tongue to say the right thing and not the wrong. You know what I'm saying? In Jesus' name, then push the live and just go. You know, jump in like plugging my nose and hold my breath. You know what I'm saying? It's like swimming for me. So jump in. You never know how many people gonna be in the house, how many um, people are in and out. You know what I mean? Like you might only get like 3 or 4 up in the live stream, but then you finish your live stream and you seen that you didn't have 60, 70 people that stopped in though. You know what I mean? Um, they just watch the video back, you know what I mean, to watch it from the beginning. Like I kinda learned to do it like that for me. Like to watch it from the beginning all the way through. Because when I like go like stop it and then go back, you know, I'm lost to how it was from beginning to end. You know what I mean? So then I'm also seeing myself like rewind certain things, like when certain stuff come out here and happen, and like it'd be funny, you know what I mean? Like I rewind that jump back, I'll keep on rewinding it. But for me, it's like if I miss half of something, like I gotta watch all of it just to see. He said, "Yes, sir." Bird's still in the house, man. I appreciate you. But Bird is a perfectionist, and that's what Bird struggles with. You know what I mean? Like having it all together right now, this very moment. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted a certain kind of way. Like Bird would take 5 to 6 years to finish a beat just because, you know what I'm saying, it was a sound that he was supposed to hear 8 years later. You know what I'm saying? That he wanted to add to that he heard 8 years ago. Like Bert, that's how perfectionist he is. Like he's a real artist, you know what I mean? And I got mad respect, mad love for dude, you know what I'm saying? Like he handled his business, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say it again, Bert. Look into something out here, you know what I mean, before you come, man, because you might just come out here for a job interview or, you know what I mean, set up shop, you know what I mean? And then look, if Bird come out here, you already know what we about to do. we'll, we gonna do something, you can believe that. But man, it's about us all getting ourselves in line with what God is doing, you know what I mean? But man, in a major way, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be used, you know what I mean? I don't know when, you know, but need to be ready for the time, you know what I mean? Because when it happens, it's gonna happen, boy. You're gonna have to get out there, say something, you know what I mean? 4 people in the house. If you step in, please hit the like, you know, so we can get a couple people in here before I go, or maybe that the video can get a little bit of rotation later on. Not that we getting out here saying anything or doing anything, you know what I mean? But just to let people know that there is a place that you can go, you know what I mean, with like-minded people. It's gonna be a spot where you'll be able to speak, you know, eventually, you know what I mean? But all you gotta do is just subscribe, you know, and when the time is right, then you'll see me out there. But as of right now, I'm just not out there. I'm not. And then to see the couple of content creators that I have been watching over time, you know what I'm saying, to see them going through it. Um, Man, that Diddy trial is like it's beginning to be like clout. I'm thinking of a next word to use. You know what I mean? Like a clout, just a place where you can go get some clout. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of information out there, you know, that you can put in the search engine if you are not familiar with it. You know what I mean? But I will say, okay, I'm gonna say this. There's some people out there that actually got great information, great content, but they don't just cover the Diddy trial. You know what I mean? Let me just say that. BJ Investigates, The Secret Witness. Those are both her channels, The Secret Witness. You know what I mean? But check out BJ Investigates. Like both of her channels right there. Like now she legit, she official. You know what I mean? I sometimes listen to Ticket TV. You know what I mean? Like I was listening to him during the trial at the beginning. You know what I mean? When you really couldn't be up in there, like he was actually really getting some great information. Dude be getting the news quick. I ain't even gonna lie. And he been on these streets for a long time. You know what I mean? So I give respect and props to Ticket TV. I've been listening a little bit to him. You know what I mean? But I think he get too many arguments with people that come to his channel. You know what I mean? Like he got some knuckleheads in his chat though. Don't get me wrong, because he's really a sports channel. You know what I mean? But I think the sports has died down. But he get great information, brand new news. Like he'll bring you stuff that the news won't bring you. I'm gonna keep it real, and there's other people I listen to, but they are all on my other account. But it'd be certain people I be thinking about, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll shout them out just because, you know what I mean? I hang out up in there sometime. But I just be in the background. I don't really associate in people's chat. Like, I'm telling you, I really have been just closed off to myself, you know what I mean? And trying to rebuild me, you know what I mean? Taking the time for myself, spending that time with me, you know, trying to repent, you know what I mean, get right in the eyes of God, you know what I mean, and just keeping my eyes focused on Him, you know what I mean, so that I ain't out here, um, you know, falling in love with the world and anything else in it, you know what I mean. I'm just me, you know, and all I could do is be me, you know, and try to encourage somebody else, you know. He said, yes, bro. See, I notice he speak, you know what I mean? When I'm saying stuff, he feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like that making me feel that, you know what I mean? Um, that when I go back and I rewind it back, I'm like, yo, I'm seeing me, you know what I mean? I'm seeing that somebody else is feeling what I'm saying there. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? Like that's my calling. That's my gift. You know what I mean? That's my purpose. And then when I'm out here doing it, I feel like I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing what I'm called to do in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like everybody ain't gonna be called to do the same thing. You know what I mean? But this is for me. You know what I mean? There's something in there that I see within myself that I enjoy doing. I'm hungry, man. I need something to eat, so I'm probably gonna leave from. I feel like the sun is coming over here. I feel like it's coming over here, and I'm getting towards the end, so I'm not gonna bother myself with it. You know what I mean? Um, I don't expect everybody to understand why I be outside. You know what I mean? I just I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I feel like I made videos every way possible. You know what I'm saying? But it's just good getting hot over there. Yeah, it's definitely getting hot, but you know what I mean? I feel like it's still nice. You know what I mean? Like there's a little breeze. It's not a hot breeze. You know what I mean? And I like hearing the trees blow. I like seeing certain stuff that I see outside. You know what I mean? That I don't think people will understand that. You know what I mean? The natural lighting, like I got a problem with that because I got like dark spots. You know what I'm saying? And certain spots that I position myself, like you know what I mean? Like I just don't. I don't think that's my angle. You know what I mean? That I need to get stationary. You know what I mean? With my angle. You know, but it's something about just being outside that extra noise, that nature, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad I'm doing it because I didn't really feel it like that before. Like I didn't understand that, you know what I mean? Not that I'm just gonna be live streaming outside, like, oh yeah, we're outside, come outside. But you know, I ain't in the house. I ain't stuck, you know, at the table, at the desk. Not hot there here. Not well. Bird used to tell me like you would see the snowstorms and stuff like that. Like Bird used to go through some stuff. You know what I mean? He used to show me. You know what I mean? And keep in contact with certain stuff. You know what I mean? But cold, like it seemed like it was always cold out there year round. Not that it's cold, you know what I mean? But I remember, look, Bird, I remember when you hit that deer. I'm not gonna, we could probably laugh about it now, but we weren't laughing at the time, you know what I mean? And it's just certain things I remember about Bird. I'm trying to talk over the wind because last live stream I did, it was windy. And every time the wind picked up, I would say something and you couldn't hear nothing I was saying. I was like, damn. You know, it's certain stuff I'll be learning, you know what I mean? But just getting back out there, you know what I mean, and being in front of people, you know what I'm saying? Like that's been hard for me, you know, to speak out loud and be outspoken. You know, let's see, we get like 2 feet of snow while I was at work that day. Yeah. I know. And then you had to drive so far, you know what I mean, to get to the house, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, it was times I seriously worried about Bird, you know what I mean, just within his traveling. Um, Whether he was traveling all the way around the world or he was traveling from work to home, you know what I mean? He said, I remember that day. Yeah, man, that day. Look, I don't think you watching me live though. I think you behind just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like if something happened right now, like you ain't gonna see it. Like you're gonna be like a couple seconds off. You know what I mean? Like you got to be live. You know what I mean? But see, it's back to what I was saying. Like if you're not in the live, you know what I mean? Like it's different watching it. You know what I mean? Like in the middle of it and stuff like that. Like you gotta watch it from the beginning to end, just to see the whole video. And this is the end of the video because I'm at 1 hour and I didn't have to stay long at all. But it's just me and the homie up in here. You know, he pushing me through it. You know, to get done. And I appreciate that, man. Just because I got something I could watch back, you know, and there's a lot of different things I need to get done today. But I was telling people yesterday, I won't gonna come back till next week, you know what I mean? So to get a new video today, you know, it feel good because I didn't plan to have this video done. Um, there's a couple things I wanted to check out, you know what I mean? He said, God is good, bro. All the time, all the time. It was a couple things I wanted to check out, man. Bird, what you think, man? Like, I'm still designing some stuff, you know what I mean? But that was just to get started right there, you know. And I gotta go get my production together. That if I do these outside and stuff, you can at least see, you know, the full screen, you know. But I feel like I'm bending over the top right here. And it's cool like that because when I watch the video back, I'll be like, okay, I see my little angles just kind of working with what I got, you know what I mean? But I think I wanted to position it down just a little bit more, but it's tilted up only because I can't. If I tilt it down, it's gonna be all the way down and it won't stay. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way it's gonna stay. So I got to just go get a stronger one. Like this is a little flimsy, is all that is. But you know, when I get some time, you know what I mean, and the energy, cause it do take a lot of energy. I miss being around palm trees. Man, you get around these palm trees, boy, you gonna forget about them. You know what I mean? But see, that's the part of my video outside that I like. You know what I mean? That you can see the palm trees, you can see the trees. You know what I mean? You can hear the birds, see the birds. You can see the sky. You can see the clouds. You know, the other day, it got ready to rain. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I want the rain on my live stream. You know what I mean? But as soon as I finished my live stream, it started raining. I'm like, but really the rain out here, it really ain't been lasting nothing but like 15, 20 minutes. And then it stopped raining and just get humid. You know what I mean? And that humid hot is different, you know, because it's dry, humid out here. But the air is always dry. It's like no moisture in the air. But as of lately, it's been feeling really nice out here. And I'm not saying it's the end of summer, you know what I'm saying? It seems like we just now beginning. But as long as I've been here, Bird, like no natural disasters. Like we don't get that out here in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? In other states, they get natural disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, just some natural disasters, you know what I mean, with the snowstorms and blizzards and all kinds of stuff. But here, we do get great weather. Now, it does snow out here in the wintertime, but it ain't nothing serious. Like, you know what I mean? It's enough to stick, you know what I mean? But it don't get like feet of snow, you know what I mean? Like a whole foot or, you know what I mean? Like feet. Can you say feet? I don't know. But we don't get a whole bunch of I was just thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, get your feet off me. You know what I'm saying? It's just feet, I understand, but it's funny to me. We don't have any here. We don't have any of that here. Yeah, that's one thing I do like, you know what I mean? And then when it get cold, like it don't be like cold, because we don't have no water out here, you know what I mean? So because that cold air, boy, when you get older, boy, it sure enough hurts your body, your bones, you know, some more stuff, boy. If you don't drink no milk and got no calcium. But yeah, man, it's just something about here that's home for me that, man, I ain't going nowhere else. You know what I mean? Like, I'll always be living here, live and die in LA. We say live and die in LV, you know what I mean? But Vegas, boy. And now we got some basketball team coming, you know what I'm saying, sooner or later. Well, okay. We got a football team, we got a baseball team, we got a hockey team, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have a basketball team yet, but when we do get a basketball team, it'll be different. And I'm just saying, man, this is the city of Las Vegas just is growing. You know what I mean? Like, it's still growing. You know, they still building. And construction seem to be off and on, but that's something we got to talk to Trump about, to be honest with you. Man, look, Bird, man, you was an Elon Musk fan, wasn't you? Like, did you used to want a Tesla truck and all the rest? Only reason why I say that, man, is because, man, I think I'm gonna be on Eli. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be always a classic joke about Eli. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, he reptilian. I'm telling you, something ain't right about him. I was watching it back, and when dude said, we said, I think that's Kahana. Who, Eli? Oh, but I was watching it back, and I was cracking up because, hold on, I was gonna say something you gonna make me think. But either which way it go, boy, the whole Elon thing, man, like that junk, when I be watching some of my stuff, I'll be cracking up that I'm talking about him, you know what I mean? Just because, you know what I mean? Like, it's an ongoing thing from now on, you know what I mean? Like, Elon is a funny looking dude. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. It was funny because I was talking about it before, and somebody, I didn't know where he was from, and then somebody said, yeah, he's from South Africa. And that joke was funny to me. Just my response, and then I was like, yeah. He do look like he from South Africa. Like, he do look like, I was thinking about it, like, he do look. Oh my God, that's funny, boy. Oh man. But man, I got 6 people in the house, man, and I'm skating towards the end. Like, I could just keep on going, but I'm gonna want to laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that be the main reason why I want to do a live stream. Like, I want to laugh. You know what I mean? And sometimes I just, when I'm mute, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't laughing about nothing. But I can make myself laugh. Like, I be at home talking to myself out loud, you know what I mean? Entertaining myself. I get in the mirror, you know what I mean? Doing different things, you know what I mean? But it's just like, man, it's certain people that just, they'll have me laughing. And Bird be one of them, you know what I mean? Like, especially on the live stream. Like, some of the stuff he'll come up with just thinking, you know what I mean? Like, trying to keep in touch and tell me, you know, how he been, you know what I mean? Like, he'll say something, you know what I mean? And tell the story in the chat. Like, that joke funny to me. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? So look, Bird, next time you get some time and I get on the live stream and you see me, man, like, tell me something, you know what I mean? Even though we starting to build up at 7 people in the house, you know, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here just because I said I wasn't gonna be back till next week, and I still need that time, you know. But just coming out here having fun right now, you know what I mean? It made me want to stay. I feel like I'm gonna get off the live stream. I'm gonna think, dang, I should have talked about that. I should have said that. You know what I mean? But it gave me a chance to do another video. You know. But the sun is starting to hit, and I don't like the way it's starting to look. You know what I mean? And it's only so long I'll do them outside. You know. But if I get up early tomorrow to go to the gym, I'm gonna try to come out here, you know what I mean? If, and I don't know for sure, cause I don't know how I'm gonna feel, you know, and then I got some other stuff I'm doing. But if I can get out here tomorrow, I'm gonna try to get another one. But God bless y'all, man. Thank y'all for joining the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Peace, have a great day. Happy 4th of July.